Yeah, that's fun to watch. And no, it's not a coincidence that I picked Spider Man dominoes to show you. But we've also got some dominoes falling in Washington, D.C. right now, and it's on Trump's least favorite topic, the Epstein files.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
Yeah, we're still talking about it because you're avoiding it like you're married to it. So we know there's more to this story. And we've got new reporting out today. The GOP elected officials have been told by the DOJ that Trump's inclusion in the Epstein files is even worse than anyone feared. And it's all about to come out. So hit subscribe to Really American Media, grab your popcorn, and help us hit 1 million subscribers before the end of this year so we can really annoy MAGA. Although nothing would annoy them more than having to confront the truth that Trump knew exactly what Epstein was up to with the underage girls, and he may have in fact participated himself. And we would know more if we could just see the Epstein files, which of course could happen if Speaker Mikey Johnson would swear in newly elected Arizona Congresswoman Adelita Grijalva. And she has a theory as to why that hasn't happened yet.
Grijalva suspects she knows why her swearing in is being delayed.
I will be the 218th signer to the discharge petition for the Epstein files, which basically what that means is this speaker has not wanted to call the vote on the House floor.
Yeah, this also just in. The sky is blue and water is wet. I mean, no shit, that's why he's not going to swear her in. And when that does eventually happen, because it will, it looks like the files won't be released by just her one vote. According to California Congressman Eric Swalwell, once the GOP knows that they're going to come out, other Republicans will also vote to release them. So, they don't look like a pedo protector.
All they're doing is delaying the inevitable with Epstein because that vote's coming. But let me also share with you, Ali, what a Republican told me. He told me that when that vote happens, it's going to be what they call a, quote, jailbreak.
Right.
He said you will see over 100 Republican members vote for it.
Wow.
Because they know that their constituents are demanding it. So it's all coming out.
Yeah, those dominoes are about to fall. And according to new reporting out today from former MSNBC, Fox News, and CNN reporter David Schuster, rumors are running wild in the GOP caucus that, quote, a few GOP House members say they have heard from FBI DOJ contacts that the Epstein files are worse than Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls. Just to refresh your memory, Michael Wolff was Trump's biographer and was also going to be a biographer for Jeffrey Epstein. Wolff said that Epstein showed him those pictures. And when Pam Bondi recently testified in front of a Senate Oversight Committee, she was asked about the existence of those pictures. And here's how Michael Wolff describes that little exchange.
Senator Whitehouse asked her about reports of these pictures of Trump and Epstein. I mean, very particularly did not answer this question, did not address this question, did not answer this question. And this is what used to be called, in this day and age, it's just business as usual, but what used to be called stonewalling. I can't answer the question because the question will incriminate me, or in this case, incriminate the President of the United States.
Yeah, she dodged the question, and that silence speaks volumes. According to the new reporting from Schuster, that denial spooked Republicans, which is also known as a fucking wake-up call. Here's how Michael Wolff described those pictures that everyone's talking about.
The pictures are pictures. I am one of the people who has seen these pictures. And these are pictures that Jeffrey Epstein would take out of his safe and kind of display on his dining room table, almost as you would playing cards. There were specifically 3 that I remember, and this is now almost 10 years ago. So, but the 3 that I remember are 2 in which topless young women, and I don't know the ages of these women, but they are young, are sitting in Trump's lap. And this is outside Jeffrey Epstein's house in Palm Beach.
Yeah, now, first of all, that is very disturbing and could end the career of Trump if true. And we have no reason to believe that Wolff is lying. He would be setting himself up for a massive lawsuit if he didn't know that those pictures existed. And have you noticed that Trump, who sues everyone for everything, has not filed a lawsuit against Wolff? He hasn't even mentioned it. And that silence also speaks volumes. Wolff goes on in that interview to describe the third picture in details that could only be true because it would make no sense to just make these little facts up.
And then in the third picture, there is, and so he's wearing light pants. There is or tannish pants, and there's a stain on the front of his trousers. And the girls, four or five, as I remember, are pointing at the stain and laughing. And that is what I remember. And then Epstein would have returned these pictures to the safe.
Yeah, those are oddly specific and creepy details. Wolff then goes on to describe what happened when he asked Epstein, like, hey, why wouldn't you use these pictures against Trump?
And later, when Trump was elected president, and I tried to encourage Epstein to do something with these pictures, and he said, I can't now. I may be such and such, but I'm not crazy. Implying that he had some reason to fear the wrath of Donald Trump.
Yes, some reason, like maybe ending up murdered in a jail cell, which is just a random example and not at all what ended up happening. So the new reporting out about the GOP freaking out over all of this certainly rings true. And something Trump said earlier this week also seems like a tacit admission of guilt, as Nick and I discussed on the latest Vocal Minority podcast.
Let's talk about this. So D said, if the Epstein files don't exist, please explain what happened to Andrew, formerly known as Prince, and not the Purple Rain Prince.
No. Do not get them confused.
Right. So Trump, I mean, again, the guy can't even pretend like he has a heart or a soul or any understanding of empathy. He can't even pretend to be an intelligent politician that would just say the right thing. So he was asked this week about Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, and the Epstein files, and his response was, it's a terrible thing that's happened to the family. That's been a tragic situation, and it's too bad. I mean, I feel really badly for the family. Now, do you think he's referring to the family of the victims of Epstein?
Of course not.
No, he's talking about the royal family. He feels bad that one of their own has been sucked up in this. Because that's how he views this whole scandal, about those that are guilty of it and how that would affect their children or their spouses, because that's his worry. How his guilt is going to affect Mega and his kids and their legacy and their fortunes and the Trump name. That is all he gives a shit about. And that answer on Prince Andrew just proves it. Can't even feign that he feels badly for the victims.
100%.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years.
Yeah, asshole. We're going to keep talking about it until the files are released, and then the whole world will be talking about it. And that is why the GOP is freaking out today after hearing from DOJ contacts that this is all about to get ugly. So keep your eye on the prize. Release the files. Like this video, comment below, and get vocal. From the Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve podcast, I'm Steve Harness for Really American Media.